Alright guys, Gio took a spill. It's gonna be alright, I hope. Slippery floor. Can you stand up for me and just show me what happened? Guys, we're all kind of low-key sketched because he might have just cracked the rib. We don't know yet, but he's fine. He's fine. A lot of heavy topics that we're gonna get into today. We're at Jack's house.
Yeah. Hey, the Fleming residency.
Are we live?
We're live right now.
Live.
We're recording. None of us are gay yet.
Let me just start by saying thank you guys for having me on the show.
Yeah, of course, Gabe.
No problem.
Huge fan.
I mean,
Thank you.
look at this guy. How could we not have him on the show? You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
Thank you,
I think it's
appreciate
about time.
It's been a dream come true. Honestly,
Okay,
so
cool.
far.
Cool. Well, we're glad we got one of our supporters on there. We got our third man kind of sitting out, passing out right now.
Yeah, we'll call him over to say a couple words.
Be ready.
Just
Be
know
ready.
with these mics, you got to speak right into them right here. They're shotguns, so you
Yeah.
got to speak right like that.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just say he's got a face for radio.
Oh yeah.
Did
He's got a
mention
face
sure.
for radio.
This guy
John
here?
Campy
Did I
out here, eh?
mention that?
Yeah.
All right. I want to read a couple things from BuzzFeed.
Okay.
These are tons of signs.
Look at this
Thank
guy.
you. You're good.
Look at this guy.
These are signs to tell if you're in a misogynistic relationship.
This should be good.
This is number 13. Just
13. We're going
yeah.
straight to 13.
When they insist on helping you, even though you don't want, need, or request their help,
Yeah.
especially with manly tasks, or they insist on keeping you safe by following you home, making you walk on the sidewalk, or bragging about how they're always ready to defend their woman.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Yeah.
So practically like anything chivalrous at this point.
Yeah,
is like,
so if you even have the thought of protecting your women,
no,
your
you
woman,
shouldn't.
She should protect
from
me.
danger, it's a misogynistic. You can't
At
do
this
that. That's
point, I think-
misogynistic.
You know what this means? This means we're doing too much as gentlemen.
That's a clear sign, right?
Yeah.
That we're doing too much.
We shouldn't walk them home.
Don't walk them home.
Don't open their door for them anymore.
Never open the door for
Because
them.
they
I
don't
guess.
need to.
That's
They
what
never,
this
they
is
never
saying.
asked for it.
That's what this is saying, and this is from a woman.
Well, what are you trying
Anonymous.
to say, Joe? She can't open it for herself.
Yeah, well, that's how it should be, but I don't know.
If you're defending your woman, it's misogynistic. I guess that's
Yeah.
what the conclusion.
Yeah. Okay, got that.
Here's another one. You're in a misogynistic relationship if
Okay.
they strongly identify, this is the man, they strongly identify with fictional characters who treat women poorly because they think they're badass or cool.
Mm.
I mean,
We've all been there. Let's be honest.
have you seen Mr. and Mrs. Smith? He seemed pretty badass, and he was beating his wife, and his wife was beating him.
Yeah.
But it ended up good. They were in love.
Mm.
So I guess that one.
Yeah. Who else? What
Wait,
other
do we know
fictional?
any other ones?
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
'cause
trying to.
I
We
thought
should.
Maybe I would know, but I don't know any, honestly.
No, me neither. I feel
That
like
seems
there's
oddly specific.
there's not much there. Yeah. Like she had one bad
That's
experience.
oddly
I'm
specific.
trying to think who.
Yeah, she's obviously been through something. But that's a weird one.
I can't think. Can you think of
What?
Of any other fictional characters that are badass, but they like beat their
But
wife?
they beat women. I don't know. That's very specific.
John
Does
Wick.
John Wick.
beat women though.
Well,
He seems like a nice
I don't
guy.
think they're actually like. I don't think there's any like. It's not cool to beat women ever. So
No.
I guess that
mean,
one makes a
ever?
little bit of sense. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to. I'd say, but it's not.
What if there was a woman trying
Okay.
to kill your woman?
Yeah. Where do you step in
Yeah.
there?
When does? Yeah. Right. Well, yeah. That's a good question.
At
Yeah.
what point does it become?
Yeah. Would I be allowed to? If a woman is
If
beating
one
your
woman
girlfriend up,
swings on my woman, I think I got to give him the 1-2 Mayweather.
the one to Mayweather, right?
If you call in like a backup woman,
Or you have a third
Ooh.
woman on point.
Someone that's on your
That's the
roster.
only-
Totally.
right?
Who
That's
hits
the
the
only
gym, you know,
Yeah.
a dyke maybe or not, you know, whatever. I think they could definitely be helpful in that
Softball
situation.
player.
Yeah.
Here's a big one.
good one.
5 words. You're not like any other girls.
Wow, disgusting.
You're not like
That's just-
other girls.
They
so
don't like
if,
that?
if you tell your girl you're not like other girls, cut them off completely,
I would
ladies.
just tell
Really?
her,
Yeah.
Listen,
Really?
Yeah.
You're exactly like. every
Yeah.
girl.
You know, all the other girls I dated, you're kind of just like them.
You're exactly. Don't feel special. Don't.
No. I guess women don't want to feel special anymore. You know what
Okay,
I mean?
here we go.
Okay, what else we got?
This is a long.
Your
one.
boyfriend is misogynistic. If when we watched movies and there was a scene with all women, my ex would always feel the need to comment Here's the obligatory female scene to get the chicks to watch. He said empathetically during Endgame when the woman had a fight scene. He made a similar comment with the latest Ghostbusters about how stupid the movie was because of the female cast. As if women don't contribute to any plot in a realistic way. We are just filler until the men carry the plot forward. Well, statistically speaking, movies with a lot of scenes like that with women, all the bad reviews are about that part. I'm not saying that's bad.
I don't know.
But you saw Endgame, right? When they have that, all the women would just happen to be fighting together.
I said that with my girlfriend, and I think that might be her. To be
Okay, so is your girlfriend into BuzzFeed? Because this could totally
but I literally said that exact line.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Real quick, hate to call out our live audience here, but we do have the man of the house
I don't know what
currently speaking over us, and I'm wondering if he would love to join us.
Hey, Jack.
Possibly.
Hey, Jack. Hey, we might be recording right now.
Questions, comments, concerns?
What do you guys think about raising our Long John Silver's to the fish fast food restaurant?
Long John Silver's. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I've ever eaten there. You're right. They got to be doing some undercover shit by now.
For those of you that haven't heard,
Yeah.
Jack wants to raise Long John Silver's. I don't know what that really means.
You want to raise him.
It's like a fast food
But he wants to raise them. I don't know.
You have something to say, Jack?
You don't know what a Long John Silver's
We can't hear you.
But Jack raised them?
Yeah, you need to come sit down on the
I'm not
casting
If you want to
couch
get
with
over
us.
here, then come. But
Jack wants to raise Long John
hey,
Silver's.
Jack, just letting you know, this is a big red flag if you're in a misogynistic relationship. I've already said it earlier. I didn't say it on the pod yet. In addition to being the nice guy, any man who describes himself as chivalrous or a gentleman on a dating app is an immediate left swipe.
Yeah.
You don't have to say these things. Your actions should show them. So if you come out right and be honest with the girl saying, hey, look, I'm trying to be a nice guy, like I'm chivalrous.
That's bad. That's immediately bad.
Get rid of him because your actions should show that, even though you're on the internet.
First things first.
Yep.
Speaking of the mic.
Treat people like shit. That's
Yeah.
just like the number one rule in like life.
Should be.
Right.
Should
Let me ask you
be.
this. You guys know about the line test?
The
What is
line
that?
test. Is this like the sobriety line test
Like,
or?
I don't even know where to start.
Here,
with the
scoot
line
in
test.
more.
I know the saying "nice guys finish last." I feel like that has something
I
to
don't
do
even
with
know,
it.
like really, I don't know where to start. But basically,
Okay.
you look at a picture between a couple. If the guy's leaning
I've
into
seen
the
this.
girl, it's like a slanted line. You can draw it from the forehead.
She's the alpha in the relationship.
Exactly that.
Really?
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Really?
Posture means everything in this world.
You never want to
Yeah.
be. So if I'm like protruding like this, now
You wanna
you're.
be like
I've
lean-
given
if you're
up
like
my
leaning on
position.
the tires,
Mm.
you're submissive. You're submissive.
Ooh.
And
Let me just. So, what does that say about me?
you want to be straight? You want to be
those of
straight
you at
up,
home-
standing up?
For those of
You're
you at
ready.
home, notice my posture is all I gotta say.
It's bad.
Amen.
It's bad.
Oh, here's a good one.
That's interesting. I've never noticed.
Here's a
that.
good
It's
one.
like the green line test.
This is a huge red flag. This is ranked at number 7. If a guy says, "Aw, you're cute and weird," I like that. That's a red flag. It gradually turned into him telling people that I was actually insane or a
Wow, dude.
psychopath.
Wow.
So if you give your girl a compliment and saying, "Oh, you're cute, you're weird," I like that. So if you say something about her personality that you like, red flag, get rid of him.
I feel
if
like
he compliments you about your personality, that's misogynistic.
Yeah. Can't have any.
You
of
can't
that.
call him cute or weird. So
Cute
that's-
or weird. See,
yeah.
weird. I like calling girls weird. I feel like it's
Yeah.
like a compliment.
And isn't it
in
like a thing
disguise.
that girls want to seem quirky and weird?
Exactly.
Yeah,
You wanna, call
you don't
them
wanna be
weird, you wanna call
normal.
them gross. You want to call them like
Right.
scum of the earth.
Yeah.
Like that's like cute and fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The more
right.
detailed, the better.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Kind of agree with-
It seems
kind
like
of
this
disagree
girl's
with that
kind of agreeing with her psychopathic ways.
Oh, here we go.
I just wanted to say, Tyrus was reading these earlier, and I thought there were Barbarian reviews. I really thought for the
We
longest
were reading
time.
Barbarian reviews.
We were talking
movie.
about Barbarian reviews, and then he starts reading this, and I'm like, wow, Barbarian's a crazy movie.
Yeah.
They don't like
This is
anything.
number 6. When they order for you on a date. I
Ooh.
went out with a guy who, instead of buying me expensive cocktails when I said I wanted beer and he was paying for it myself, I said I'd paying it for it myself, he kept ordering the cocktails for me thinking I'd be impressed. I was not.
No.
So
You know what?
don't order a drink thinking you're a good guy for them.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
I'm gonna take the other stance here. Kind of agree with her. I don't want to order for her. That's the last thing I'd want to do. Because then guess what? If she doesn't like it, whose fault is that?
True.
It's mine. I've had that many times where I've ordered a nice drink and then they get upset at me for ordering a drink they don't like.
Yeah, but so would you consider yourself being misogynistic because of that?
No.
So is that misogyny though?
No, definitely wouldn't go that far.
Right.
Definitely
So,
wouldn't
but
go
it's
that
not.
far.
I wouldn't say you're in the misogyny realm.
I would say the intentions are right, but let the girl order. You know, she
What if
should be able to speak.
What if I know she's thirsty and just get her water?
Yeah, I think waters
God
are
forbid,
acceptable.
God forbid we walked miles, pulled up to a restaurant. God forbid I say order her a water without her knowing.
Yeah.
That misogynistic red flag, swipe left.
Like she's in
Yeah.
the bathroom. I'll just be
Right.
like, wait for her to get back. This is
Yeah,
dicey.
because then what are you doing to her water? She doesn't know.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
True.
Number 5. When we would enter a room together, he would immediately go off to do his own thing. He wouldn't let me know where he was going, let alone consider doing something together. It probably sounds weird to describe it as very subtle, but that definitely was telling of our dynamic. Him doing what he wanted and left me hanging.
Oh,
Oof.
can't leave the girl hanging.
So you walk into a room at a party and you go see your friend from a long time. You leave her.
Yep.
You're
Now
misogynistic.
you're
going to
fucked
do
up, dude.
something for like a little bit. So
Yeah.
would you say that's misogynistic?
Why would you? Yeah, if you leave your girl for more than like 5 minutes at a party, you know. You guys
God
should be-
forbid you see one of your old bros from high school and want to catch up.
No, it's
And
not cool.
Instead of, because like I can
Not cool.
imagine you're with each other all
Because
the
then
time.
you're picking them over your girlfriend.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, but I mean,
So
the
it's
fact
like-
that you're driving her there.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys. I mean,
no, but she doesn't care about that.
I hope the relationship isn't as shallow as just if you're not with me 24/7, doing everything I want to do. It's like she said, doing anything you want, anything the guy wants. You're misogynistic. So
they can't do whatever they want.
So I
That's
can't
the
see. No,
problem.
yeah, horrible. Misogyny at its finest.
At its finest.
What do you
Hey, I
think about
just
that one,
wanna
Gabe?
I think that's interesting. Kind of reminds me of SheHulk. I don't know. I just want to talk about SheHulk.
Ooh,
She-Hulk.
get into
A little bit.
She-Hulk.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what Marvel's thinking, to be honest. I mean, we got a woman Hulk twerking. I mean, I don't want to see that.
Is that really
No,
part of
I don't
it?
want to see it. Yeah, the
Really?
post-credit scene is. What is the post-credit scene?
I don't know. She's twerking or something. I just don't want to
Really?
think about it. I don't even want to.
Yeah.
Was
I don't
this
even
in?
know why I
Was
brought it
this
up.
in like the comics? Like, is this a real? Like,
No. They had Megan the Stallion twerking with She-Hulk in the post-credit scene.
Oh,
It's
that's
just
great.
weird. I don't get it.
And it's like, yeah, like, do you want your young kids watching someone twerk?
no.
No. Huh.
Yeah, yeah.
a
And
tough
there's supposed
call.
to be a woman figure to look up to,
It's
She-Hulk.
just weird.
That's how they're trying to promote her.
Seems
Yeah,
like they're
she
doing
said
too much.
something like, "Oh, I'm not a superhero. I'm not a misogynist or something." I'm like,
Really?
okay, yeah, interesting.
So that means all superheroes
Just,
are
you know,
misogynists.
This reminded me of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Come
If you're
on.
too nice, if you're too good of a person, then you're a misogynist.
You
That's what I'm
save
getting.
lives.
Yeah.
Here's a good one. Number 3. My ex-husband would literally say, "Oh boy," or "Here we go again," every time I raised something I wanted to do differently in our marriage. I wish I'd seen these signs more clearly before I walked down the aisle.
Ooh.
Here's my thing. You walk down the aisle already, and if you didn't notice
No take
any
backs.
red flags
No
before
take backs,
that,
right?
you're the dumb person. I'm sorry, you're stupid. You're stupid if you get that out.
Yeah.
God forbid a guy says, "Oh boy," every time you bring up something problematic in the relationship.
Here we
God
go
forbid.
again.
Here we
That's
go
misogyny at its finest. Let me tell
Oh
you.
boy.
What do you think about that one, Gio?
Here we go. I
So
can't
say, wait, I'll be the girl.
I
I'll
feel
be the
like-
girl in the
All right.
Is
relationship.
she dating
All right.
somebody who was born in the 80s or 70s?
Right? I feel like
Oh,
I've never.
boy.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Here we go
Here we
again.
go again.
So I'll be the girl and you be the guy.
Okay.
Say, what's the problem that happens in the marriage? What's a good problem to have?
Okay, give us a problem.
I hate when you. Okay, say you're famous, right? And
Okay.
and some girls come up and take
I
pictures
got
with
too
you.
many girls coming up and
to
taking
take
pictures with me.
Okay.
All right.
So boom, boom, they're taking pictures.
So I'm taking pictures.
Babe,
You know?
I really think that I don't like you taking pictures with all those girls that are coming up to you.
Oh boy. Here we go
Oh,
again.
man, that's
Here we go
really
again.
gross.
Red flag.
Misogyny.
Right there.
Misogyny.
Yeah. Break up with him if he
Break up
says
with
that
him.
right there.
Oh,
no
boy.
matter what.
Because
break up with him.
your point is valid and he's invalidating you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And honestly, men are weak. Men should not be even talking, I don't think. That's misogyny at its finest.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
I wish we would have caught that. You should have told me. I would have started filming.
This is number 1. This is number 1 on the BuzzFeed.
Okay.
A regular reminder to the young ladies out there. The older guy doesn't think you're mature for your age. Women his age see the creep in him. Tell on him. So if you're an older guy, even though it's statistically proven that primal attraction for men is 5 years younger than women, but if you express any interest in a girl that's younger than you, tell on him he's a creep. He's a creep and it's misogynistic. Get rid of him. He's horrible.
Interesting.
Very
That's
interesting.
what they're saying. That's what they're saying.
Here's what I'll say. Girl comes up to you where you're at in your stage of life, right?
Yeah.
She invites you to prom, right? This is a
Yeah.
girl in senior year. Are seniors 18 yet?
Yeah, they're 18.
Yeah. All right, so we'll say they're 18, right?
Sure.
Senior year, prom, they invite you. Would that be something you would do? Or is this like a... I feel like it's not creepy yet. It's not weird.
I wouldn't say it's creepy. Like I said, Primal Attraction is 5 years younger.
If anything,
If she's
I feel
hot
like,
enough-
like that's a top G move.
That's
you know
top
what I
G.
mean?
If she's hot enough, you can take her out to places that all of her friends would wish they could go.
You're
but
so
can't.
right. You're so
I think
right.
it's a little weird, to be honest.
You think so?
You'll get some weird looks for sure.
Yeah.
But that's just from like the guys who are going to be jealous of you because
Yeah.
they're in high school
I
and
feel
you.
like I'm a grown man, at this point. It's
Yeah.
just-
It's like a babysitting type of move.
Yeah.
She has to be very mature for her
Exactly,
age.
and that's the biggest thing. I just feel like in high school, like one thing was cool, and now that I'm older, it's like that's kind of
Yeah, like how about this? Like she has to be super mature. Like her younger brother would like get beat by his dad. Like and
Yeah.
she's seen that, so she's mature enough.
Sure.
So,
Right?
That's
so if
oddly
they have an
specific, but,
abusive family,
If she's in
then
an
they're-
abusive
Pretty good.
relationship at home, you're like her white knight. I would say if you're white, or
Oh, dude,
you're
that's
her
so
knight.
racist.
Yeah,
that's so racist, dude.
No, that's the whole
Another
thing.
point.
It's like I don't need
They're
another
canceled.
white knight coming to save. That's why like people get super mad about like
Yeah.
white guys speaking up on issues against for like black people or Indian people. They're like, oh no, we don't need another white savior coming in.
Yeah, and this reminds me, chess. Let's talk about chess.
Oh,
Okay.
dude, I've
Chess
been
is
meaning.
racist.
I've been meaning to get into this. Chess is so racist,
Gio
dude.
was whooping me in chess. I just want to say that. And
Yeah.
we were just talking. We were like, white goes first. I mean,
What's up with
that's a
that?
rule?
Does
Who
white go
created
first?
that?
White goes first.
White goes first every time.
Every time.
And you know what?
What?
And they
If I
say-
had to guess who created chess, probably say a white person.
And you know what's
Wait,
funny?
wait,
They
let's
say-
look it up.
They
Who-
say when you're using black, you're at a disadvantage.
Yep, you're totally at a
They
disadvantage.
say that.
I mean, black people would agree.
Not interesting. I mean, weird.
All right, who invented
Chess?
the game of chess?
How is chess not canceled by now?
I know. It's just interesting. It's like
Let's get chess canceled. We'll start a GoFundMe.
chess, as we know it
something.
today, was born out of an Indian game.
No.
Chaturanga. Before the 600s AD, the game spread throughout Asia and Europe over the
White.
coming centuries and eventually evolved into what we know now as chess.
Yeah.
One of the first masters of the game was a Spanish priest named Roy Lopez. Okay.
Roy Lopez. Okay, we'll let it slide.
You think so? You think that's all right if a
It's all right.
Hispanic played one of the first
Okay,
games?
interesting.
Yeah, I don't think we
I'm
should.
just
Yeah.
surprised that it wasn't canceled already. Though. That's the
Right?
weird thing. I just feel like all the weird things they've gone like Spaz. You can't say Spaz anymore.
No?
Yeah. So
Oh, I heard that, yeah.
Beyonce had a song where she said Spaz.
I think
Spaz.
she's so
They
stupid
took
for.
it down.
Why would they take
No.
it down?
Because
I-
they said you can't say it. Apparently, it offends. I think people with autism or
or someone like
Tourette's?
Tourette's or something.
Tourette's?
somebody with Tourette's.
Well,
Okay.
dude, they are spazzes sometimes.
Yeah,
But,
I
like,
think
they
that's
spaz
okay.
out.
Isn't that quite literally
Dude,
like what happens medically?
What's
Like,
his name?
spaz?
Has that song? What's his name? Who he died? He overdosed. He's a white rapper.
Miller?
No, not
Mac
Miller.
Miller?
No. What is his name?
Who's the white? Who's
Well,
the
not something.
who's the
big.
white rapper that overdosed recently?
No. Older.
White
Not
rap.
Mac Miller. He's like emo rap. Lil Peep.
Lil
He has
Peep.
a song
Lil
that says, "Take her to my house, watch her pass out, then I watch her spaz out." He's not
That's
taking
really
that
weird.
down, maybe because he's dead.
Yeah, they can't really fight that one.
That is weird. I
Maybe
gotta
because he's
say.
freaking dead.
Also, that's really weird that he's doing that. Like he's taking her
Yeah,
house to watch her pass
He's
out
literally
and spaz
said
out.
he's raped a girl in his song.
Whoa.
Presumably, allegedly,
Allegedly. I mean,
Well-
they can't charge them.
anymore.
That's weird. Yeah, gotta say that's interesting.
What do you guys think about the Little Mermaid being black?
Oh, let's talk about this. So
We
first
wanna-
of all, I watched the trailer in
Yeah.
its entirety.
Okay.
It doesn't even look like it's underwater. Let's start with that.
Really?
I don't understand.
Why? I wonder why.
They don't look underwater whatsoever.
It just
And
looks
why-
like a normal
and
setting.
why is Little Mermaid black?
Yeah, I personally
Why are
don't
we changing
care.
it up now?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
personally don't care. Like,
just weird.
she looks like a good actress. She can sing, but it was. Oh, I just think of Little Mermaid as a red-haired,
I just don't. get it
really,
at
really
all.
pale girl who can
Yeah,
swim.
like
It
a
just
European
feels-
red-haired
Who
girl.
swims
like
around and
that's,
sings.
That's,
yeah,
that's
I don't
the
care that she's
background
black.
of it.
I do not care.
It just feels forced. I just think
It does
like,
feel a
Yeah.
little forced, but that's Disney. They're
a little
very woke.
political,
Yeah,
you know.
which is fine, I guess.
You know, it's like the same of like if they like decided to make Malcolm X white in a movie.
Yeah.
You know?
But you know what's crazy? I think it's like in the leading for like most disliked video on YouTube right now.
Is it
Really?
really?
It's like 2 million or 3 million
Yeah.
dislikes.
No one
and
wants
it's
to.
got, like
Yeah.
Dang,
less than like 100,000 likes.
that's interesting.
Disney's
it's
doing
crazy.
too much. Disney's
Yeah,
doing
that's
too
the
much.
thing. I feel like people are starting to see that it's disingenuine. It's not real.
You think Disney will get bigger or smaller in our like next generations?
I don't know. I think controversy is good. I feel like they're only going to get bigger, and I think they're just a conglomerate. Like they have so much money,
So much power, dude.
so much power. I mean, they could really just do whatever they want at this point. But
Yeah.
they're actually expanding the parks.
Are they?
I'm actually
they make a ton of money on their parks.
Like going with my girlfriend and stuff. I just think what they're doing with the media and with like the movies and stuff, it just feels really forced, and I don't like it.
It is forced. They make a tons of money on their parks,
But the
and their
parks,
Pixar movies are good
The
sometimes.
parks are great. I mean, I enjoy it. So
Yeah, I feel like all of their animated movies recently have been pretty good.
like
a lot of people didn't. Buzz Lightyear came out.
I didn't like that one.
Well, a
see
lot
it.
of people didn't take their kids to see it because there's a gay scene in it, and
I
a
thought it
lot
was
of
weird.
America still isn't down with that. Like
Yeah.
that's just the facts.
Yeah.
So I get that they're trying to be more diverse and do that, but I mean it's a kids movie. Why would you have
Right.
to make sexuality a part of it? Like,
Exactly, and I just don't want to have that conversation with my kid. I mean, it's just like why
Yeah,
they're
right.
forcing me to have this conversation.
exactly. And people would just want to take their family to a movie, a Disney movie, and have a good time and not have any politics or anything combined in it.
It'd be
I
fine
don't
if there
care,
was no
but
kiss at all.
yeah.
None. Like, what-
Yeah, no, imagine like it's just a full-on gay sex scene in a Pixar movie.
God.
That's where we're headed. We're just gonna have like
Yeah,
a
we're
full-on
gonna be
gay
there
sex
soon.
scene.
It's like, oh,
Probably.
the kids, they need to see it.
Yeah, like
imagine.
like a couple of neurodivergent like ethnic minorities just banging.
Insane.
That's what we're headed to.
Literally, the kids are gonna pull out like a notepad, just start taking notes.
Yeah, they're like, oh.
This is what they gotta learn. This is
That's what they
important.
call autistic people now, neurodivergent.
Really? That's
Yeah, you're not allowed.
That makes them sound like they
If
have
you have a
superpower.
question, come over here and
Hold
take
on,
the mic and say it.
Steven, if you got a question,
Because we
come
can't
over
hear
here.
you. We won't be able to hear you.
While Steven's coming over here, I'll just highlight this real quick. Aladdin, right? Disney had no need to replace Aladdin with some different type of character, right?
Interesting.
do you mean?
Any Asian Disney film, right? They're not going to take the Asian out of them
Right.
and,
Yeah,
and
like
make
Mulan.
'em-
Make like a white person be
right?
like Mulan.
So why are
Why-
we doing it with
It's
Little
political.
Mermaid?
They're doing
right?
it to be
Right.
more diverse.
That
What's-
is interesting.
That is true. That's a good
That
point,
is
Gio.
It's kind of, if anything, it's like belittling their culture. If that
Yeah.
makes
Also,
sense.
let me say this.
That is true.
Minority, the term minority is not an offensive term. They're minorities because there's less black people, less Spanish people than there
Yeah.
are white people.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So in
Yeah.
film, it should be proportional. It shouldn't be 99% black people, 1% white. I
Yep.
think where we're at now, it's pretty much where it should be. I don't think it should be forced to an extent where it's like
Agreed.
all white people are black.
We've
now.
made our progress.
I
Now
think it's
let's
stupid.
kind of.
Doesn't make any sense. It just seems it's obvious at that point.
I feel like there's too many parties that are trying to push towards something that it's like it's never gonna just be able
Yeah,
to.
Can we
chill.
just get good content from great studios?
Right,
That's all I
exactly.
want.
That's it. I just want a good story. I don't really care too much.
And every
about-
single remake they've made has pretty much sucked. I mean,
You just
Yeah.
need to go watch that new Jordan Peele movie.
nope.
Yeah, I don't. It wasn't good.
You didn't think so?
I saw it. It wasn't good.
Could have been
I
a
thought
little scarier.
I thought it was slower.
It was
than,
definitely
than his
slower.
other ones.
We all saw it here.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
saw it?
I think it
Yeah.
was better than.
I liked his take he had on
Us.
Aliens. I liked his twist he
yeah,
did
I
there.
thought it was interesting, but I thought the twist was going to be bigger. To be honest,
Okay.
I was
Okay.
really expecting more.
Yeah.
Especially
Get Out
because
was the best.
Get Out was really good.
I thought Us was good too.
I think
I
that
haven't
Nope
seen
was
it, to
better
be
than
honest.
Us. I think Nope was better
Really?
than Us. Yeah.
I thought Us
That's a
was
big
better. Us
take.
seemed scarier.
Yeah.
This one didn't really seem like
It
a
wasn't really
thriller.
scary. Yeah.
It was more of an
It had
action.
its moments that I was like, oh, it was pretty cool. But
Yeah, totally.
I mean, it did have its moments, and it made me think. And like the monkey was wild.
That was wild.
that was
yeah.
crazy. Like I was like, holy shit! Like what is going on?
that was definitely one of the craziest
When the monkey
scenes.
turned its head, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
crazy for sure. I thought it was
Steven,
cool.
did you want to say something?
Yeah, come over here, Steve.
Because you guys are talking super loud over there.
Yeah, I'm not asking. Come on.
Let me just point this out for those of you at home. Steve is wearing a muscle shirt. Okay?
Yeah.
He lost a little bit of weight. Lost a little bit of weight. Check this out, guys. Look at this.
Guys, what do you think? This is a muscle shirt?
So Steve, he lost a little bit of weight. I'll give it to him.
Yeah.
Now he's
Okay.
starting to wear Toyo Tire muscle shirts.
Yep.
All right. Check this out. Steve, you had a question for me?
No, actually, you guys are just doing such a great job. I mean, this is such Hollywood's crazy, right? I mean,
Is that really what you were gonna say, Steve? You were awfully talkative over there.
Jack's just a loose
Awfully
cannon.
talkative.
Jack's just a loose cannon.
Put it on Jack. Well, Jack, why don't you get over here and
Exposed my midriffs exposed. I'm trying to watch some college football.
yeah, Jack's just trying to watch some college football. You know, he's trying to watch UM lose.
Can I just read off one piece of article that is
Please.
saying if you're in a toxic relationship and it's misogyny based, this is what the telltale signs of it. Okay, here's one. Number 15, when they gatekeep masculinity and femininity. I was in a relationship with a guy for a year before it started coming out. We were talking about how we were raised, and I was sharing certain rules that I had and didn't want my daughter to have. For example, growing up with brothers, they could walk around in boxers, but once I wore shorts and a sports bra, and my dad told me that was inappropriate. My then boyfriend said, well, girls should have different rules than boys. I was so curious. So I asked how he felt about gatekeeping virginity and having a different conversation with an attitude toward sons versus daughters. He goes, well, yeah, I mean, it's just different. That was the beginning of the end.
Wow.
So imagine raising your daughter differently than your son, just out of I would say precautionary things. Like, would you let your daughter do a lot of the stuff that your son could do, just based on like certain things that could happen?
Steve, let me hear your thoughts.
Honestly, that whole I don't know. That could go both ways. Honestly, no. I wouldn't raise them with different rules, you know?
So, okay. So say your son, you would let them stay out same night every night. You let them go out as much as you want. Or I know a lot of people that are great parents that are a little bit more strict on their daughter.
Yeah,
presumably, I think it's a smart. I think that's a little bit smart.
In that case, I would definitely be more strict with my daughter.
Exactly, that's what they're saying. That if there's any other thing than that, then you're in a misogynistic relationship.
No, that's kind of weird. I've always said, like, if I was a woman in today's time, I'd be so terrified. Like, you're walking and doing anything could just happen to you, you know?
That just proves the point.
Like,
so you're a woman saying, "Oh, I'm going around. I can't terrified for my life. I can't walk 2 steps without getting catcalled." Okay, I'll believe you, and then I'll raise you in a way that makes sure that you're not around, you're not walking home alone, you're not doing this, I'll make sure you have a guy. But as a dude, you know your son has a good head on his shoulders, he's strong, he's more physically capable.
Yeah, exactly.
That's biologically more strong, so you just literally proved the point.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think a lot of as a parent, you're the guide, right? You want to guide your daughter or your son into situations that they should and shouldn't be in. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You should let them have that ability to determine what a good situation is.
Sure.
But after a certain point, your job's done, which I believe should be about 18.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's where you go. You guys are equal. You're good to go.
Yeah.
But until then, I think you have the right as a parent to see what type of situations your kid should be in.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I think, my parents, the way they think is like when you're really, really young, you have to like hold their hand. You have to force them. They don't get to choose what they eat or what they do.
Yeah.
You kind of have to make decisions for them. But as they age, they get more control over their lives, because they understand more. But when they're young, they don't understand. So you kind of have to like guide them or almost force them to do things because they don't know any better.
Right. But here's an example. Say your son is going out to a club and he's going to come home, and then your daughter comes up, say, hey, I'm going out to a party. Who are you more scared of? Like, what are you more afraid of? Your daughter getting into trouble or your son?
Well, I guess it depends, right?
If you know they're going into a place where bad things could happen, guys will be guys, all right? That's just facts. Guys, a lot of guys are douches and horrible people, and they will take advantage of women in a horrible way. As if you're a guy, you don't have that problem. So therefore, you would be a little bit more protective over your girl, your daughter, who is more susceptible to dangerous endeavors.
Let me say this.
Is that crazy? Is that misogynistic to say?
Let me say this. If she's going to a club,
genuine concern.
Presumably she's 18. I would hope through those 18 years of me parenting her, she would know what is right, what is wrong, what situation she should be in, what she shouldn't be in. Mm-hmm. If she's going to a club, hopefully she's going with friends. She's like prepared. She knows already what could happen.
She knows the possibilities.
You know what I mean? So
it's a tough one.
I just think that when you have a child, you have to. It's like fixing like a turbine, on an airplane.
Turbine. Steve knows a lot about things.
You just gotta fix the turbine. You just gotta fix the turbine. You just gotta fix the turbine. But there's a time where you just gotta let that thing fly. You know what I mean? You just gotta let it fly. Just having a kid, you can fix the turbine. What Gabe's trying to say here is that you gotta fix the turbine, fix it. 18 around there, you just gotta let her fly.
Let her fly.
Let her fly.
Thank you. And that's coming from somebody who fixes a lot of
so
turbines.
to avoid misogyny, when I have my daughter, I'm gonna just let her just go out and not even text her if she's okay. I think it would be smarter, right? Than just to not even pay attention. Just be like, hey, we'll go out, have fun. You should walk home alone if you're close to the bar. Don't even ask a guy to walk with you. Because if you ask a guy to walk with you, then that's misogyny.
Sure.
Exactly. So yeah, you treat him equal.
Being protective, you know.
Yeah. Like I don't think there's a problem with being. I think it's a worse problem if you're. I think it's worse to be less protective than overprotective when you have like a daughter.
I think so too.
Because boys, boys got the boys, but like girls have their girls, and I don't think they're the best at like saying they have each other's backs, but if she doesn't make good girlfriends, I think it's kind of dangerous. If her friends will just leave her while she's drunk.
Yeah, that's what
Here's my thing. I think we need to create more of an awareness for men to be more careful when they go out, because I think we've already established that women need to be careful, right? And I think women are at the point where they know that. For instance, I went out the other night. The girl orders a couple drinks for her friends, right? Until they got back to the bar, I think they were in the bathroom or something. Her hands were over the drinks, right? Like she knew what she was doing.
Right.
Had the hands over, looking around, checking everything out. Women are at that point. I have never covered my drink once to where I thought, I might get roofied, and that's why I'm going to cover my drink.
Yeah.
I think that men are way more susceptible to having that happen nowadays than women are.
That's interesting.
That's a very good point. That is a very good point.
Almost instinctual, you know what I mean? Because it's like we've kind of trained them to think.
Yeah.
That. But then I think that almost worsens the issue, because then women think at every moment, at any moment, something could happen.
Yeah, their drink could get roofied. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I feel like almost that kind of messaging is like too much, It kind of makes people uneasy.
Yeah, and I think it just comes back to the parents. Like, hey, tell your boys, don't roofie a girl's drink and make her feel uncomfortable and rape her. Like, that's horrible. Yeah. Girls should always check their drinks, but I'd be more scared of my daughter getting roofied than my son. Because it happens more.
Men get roofied.
I mean, maybe at gay bars, I'd say.
Here's what I'll say. If you look as good as Steve, you might have to worry about getting roofied.
Yeah, Steven, on the other hand,
this is news to me.
I tried
didn't know
roofing
men
you.
got roofied.
I guarantee
to be honest. See, that's the problem.
9 out of 10
a person
times.
like me, what am I, 23? I never heard of a guy get roofied before.
You don't have enough experience.
Look, 9 out of 10 times, Steve walks into a bar with that shirt, with that muscle shirt.
Yeah.
He's
It's not
roofied.
a muscle shirt.
Yeah.
He's getting roofied. I'll tell you that.
You leave your comments below, but I don't think it's a muscle shirt.
Oh, it's hugging those biceps.
I've never
right
had
now.
it tight.
My arms gotten bigger. You're working out more.
I gotta say,
okay.
Steve, look, I've known you for like 13 years, almost my whole life. I'll just say it like that.
Yeah.
And I've never seen you wear a shirt this tight.
All his shirts are muscle
He really
shirts
brought it
now.
out for the podcast. I think.
I really wasn't even prepared to do a
Steve
podcast
knew.
today, guys. It's kind of improv, but hey, leave your comments down below.
We'll do 5 more minutes. I'm gonna read off one more.
Sure, let's do it.
Should we be okay with dry wells? Are we allowed to have
dude.
dry wells, or
Dry
is that not
wells.
okay?
Let's talk about Steve's love life for a minute.
Okay, let's get into that.
No, bro, we're not talking about this. We're not
No?
talking about next
I would
topic.
love
dude.
Here's a
Next
good one.
topic.
Here's a huge reason that you could probably be in a misogynistic relationship. I know I'm reiterating it, but this is a news article from BuzzFeed, and it's real, and someone wrote it. When men think you need to just be told how to do something just because you do it differently than they do. He once said to me, "Here, let me cut that for you because you're not doing it right." No, I want to cut it this way. And if I wanted help, I'd ask. It's degrading after years and years of it. Just because I do something differently than you does not make it wrong.
Wow.
So guys can't have an opinion on how to do something different than a girl would be doing. That's just misogynistic. Get out of the relationship. So if I see you cutting a shirt and I'm saying, hey, no, do it this way. Even if he does have a better knowledge. Say I'm a fashion designer and my girlfriend is cutting a shirt and I'm like, no, don't do that like that. Misogyny right away. Misogyny.
Here's what I'll say. Because I understand the point is a little excessive. One thing I've learned within being in a relationship with a girl is like a lot of times I just want somebody to listen. I'm somebody who's like always giving advice all the time, even though I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm always just like, try this or try that. So I kind of hear what they're saying. They want just to listen. They want somebody to listen because.
Yep, and that even means sometimes, even if you have the right advice, that doesn't mean they want to hear it.
Right, absolutely. 100%.
But I think it goes both ways. Even if if I come to you with a problem, you giving me advice, it's the same if a girl or a guy. I just want you to listen. I don't want you to give me advice. I don't think it's just exclusive to girls saying like you don't want to give them advice. Like if you start giving me advice, I'm like no, just listen. I don't think it's. Sure. I think it's both ways.
Sure. But
like
I think that females tend to think of it differently. Like sometimes they got all these emotions wrapped up and they just want to kind of let it out.
Exactly.
over
You
there.
just need to listen. But
Yeah.
same with a guy. If I go up to Gio with a problem or Steven or you, and I'm just like, dude, I want to do this. Like, and it's not. I don't technically want advice. I just want you to listen and be like, yeah,
Sure,
damn,
sure.
that does suck. Like,
Yeah,
because
sometimes.
either like usually the advice is just not really worth it, and it's just you really need just someone to listen.
Sure.
Because guys need someone to listen too. It's like we just want someone to listen as well.
Yeah,
That's
I
kind
think
of
so.
toxic femininity if they think it's only them that needs someone to listen, not us.
Sure,
Sometimes
sure,
we need
sure.
someone to listen,
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I
and that's
hear you.
equal. That's just I'm just trying to make it equal.
I feel like maybe in another case, if like it's her boss and he's like he sees her doing something that like could be done easier, he has knowledge about. It's like he has to like kind of like watch her do it and probably end up being bad, and he has to then look bad.
Yeah.
Because it's like
There's
his
a line.
job is to like
But that's
help
his
his
job,
like
right.
employees, but like he's being a misogynist, you know.
Right.
Yeah, well, it's her boss, and she submits to him. In a way, she submits to her boss.
If you think about it
But
like that,
the whole
then,
thing is
yeah.
like, don't submit to your husband, don't submit to him.
Don't submit
That's
to
wrong.
anyone.
But
Just
then
don't
they go
submit
to
to
their
anyone.
9 to 5 and submit to their boss and does whatever he says.
True.
It's interesting.
It's just crazy. You're always submitting to something.
You gotta
or
miss
someone.
it. You
You're
gotta
always
submit
just
to
submitting
something.
someone.
You're
As they
right.
say,
So if that
everybody's
whole
got a
if that boss was a woman and she was just like, hey, like you know, you should try this way, then it's okay.
Dude, there's no female bosses out there. I'm kidding. There is. There's a lot.
Yeah,
That was a
right.
joke. It's called
That
a
was
joke. It's called a joke.
Right.
Yeah.
So I fell off a roof today.
Oh, let's talk about that.
How about this?
Let's
Can you
talk
show
about
it
that.
Can you show this on camera?
So this is pretty nuts. And, you know, they say 111 people
Get the
die
GoPro
every
angle.
year falling off the roof. My
Is that a
friend,
fact? Is
my
that a
friend
fact?
Gio could have been 112.
He was climbing the roof.
Is
It was
that
a little.
real?
It was
Yeah.
raining at the
I wouldn't
time,
lie. Steve, would I lie?
No.
and he got pretty banged up.
Yeah.
It happens.
I'll tell
Whatever.
you what, though.
I was due for one. You know what I
Gio,
mean?
He was trying to help us out. We put a couple frisbees, a couple balls on Jack's roof. Gio said, let me go get them, you know. Nobody offered to get them. And we're just going to leave them there. Gio said, you know what? That's not right. This is not my house.
Yeah.
Let me do what's right. So he decided to get up there, and he fell on the ground, and it was a scene.
It was a scene, but I'll tell you what. Sometimes being the hero, not worth it.
That
Not
was
worth being the
100%
hero.
me, you know. I put all those balls in.
Yeah.
frisbees and
So
everything on the
actually,
roof.
if we think about this, my
true.
spill, this is Steven's fault.
100%.
Yes,
100%.
like most things, it's
Yeah.
Steven's fault.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
Like, let's just say
100%
that.
my fault.
No, hold on. Let me just go back because I wanted to mention this on the pod. I need to call Steve out.
Okay.
Just an hour ago, I was extremely hungry. I made it known. I said, "Hey guys, I'm really hungry." I said it.
Yeah.
Oh, I said it a bunch of times,
Don't we
right?
all?
A bunch of times I said I was hungry. Steve's like, "No, I'm not hungry." Steve's not hungry.
How
So we
dare I
order
make such a
pizza.
claim?
So
How
we
dare
order
I?
pizza. Guess who eats all the pizza?
Oh my god.
It's this guy right here.
Dude, I
Steve.
literally blinked. The pizza was all gone. I honestly
Blink,
didn't
blink.
even get a.
He goes, "I only had 3 or 4 slices.
Yeah.
Only 3 or 4."
I had, I think,
Double
two.
mine.
Yeah,
Dude,
and then
honestly,
he
the
had
pizza was
cinnamon
gone.
sticks.
The food was good. The food was good
I
though.
enjoyed it.
There's just one thing I don't want to bring up Andrew Tate anymore. This will be the last
You
time.
just did.
This is the last time I'm saying. So Andrew Tate is on Rumble, as we all know.
Rumble.
He's on Rumble.
Rumble, I did not.
And that's another platform where they promote free speech. Say what you want. You could,
Sure.
as long as you're not like doxing someone.
Sure.
So while he was getting canceled, he has this program. He invited a whole bunch of people that was quote unquote in his war room,
Sure.
and he said, "You guys all come to a conference." And right when all these people came to a conference, he had them paired up with a pro MMA fighter, and he said, "You guys have to fight this guy." This pro MMA fighter on 1 day's of notice, and you have a 0% chance of survival. But as a man, you have to
That's
just
insane.
fight.
Yeah, that
And he
video
had
was
these
crazy.
guys. Vice is doing a news article on it. He had these guys fight a pro MMA fighter, basically full UFC style MMA, and they're getting wrecked. Like I saw like these trailer videos. I'll put it up right
Oh
now.
my god.
It's gonna be up right now. And these dudes are just getting wrecked, dude, wrecked. But
insane.
his whole thing is like, as a man, win or lose, you need to learn how to fight. And I think that's insane. Like
That
that's
is
like the most
insane.
hardcore crap ever.
That's some primal shit right there. That's like some
That's
liver.
I don't know
Crazy.
if I'd put myself in that situation.
That's some Liver King type
His
shit. I'll
goons
say
are pretty
Right?
loyal, though. His guys are pretty loyal.
that. I'll
Right.
I'll say this. That sounds horrible and like crazy, but I would for sure watch that. Right?
Yeah,
And I think we all
exactly.
watch that.
And I feel like that's why he did it. He didn't
Yeah.
do it to prove a lesson. He proved it
Yeah.
to get some views. You know.
Exactly. And I also think too. I feel like Andrew Tate getting canceled. I almost feel like it's part of his plan.
No, that's what I said. Totally. That's what he wanted.
Absolutely, because like literally just a week ago, I was watching his thing, and he was like, "Oh, I have big plans." Big plans.
Yep.
I don't think it was by accident. I feel like people are just gonna repost him more. You know, even though he's not on platforms physically, like
I said, the biggest mistake Instagram could have done is ban fucking Andrew Tate, because now they're validating him by doing
they bought
that.
into it. They're like, "Oh wow."
Yeah. And now he's rolling with it. So
yeah, I think that's
maybe
crazy.
I think peak Andrew Tate will be like him versus Jake Paul.
That would be crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's what we want to see.
He's a real fighter. Though.
That's
He's a
what we
real.
want to
I mean, he's
deal.
in his peak, dude. He's insane.
He's a real deal.
Here's what I'll say: if that was to happen, if that fight was to happen, I totally got my money on Jake Paul.
Really.
If Tate trains for a month, he's destroying Jake Paul, in my opinion.
don't
He's
know, dude.
destroying him.
Watch Tate would win
You have
without training.
You
Yeah.
have to watch like Tate's fight videos. It's crazy. Like,
Doesn't
he used
matter,
to be
dude.
Really good.
Doesn't matter. He's not a boxer.
But he's a kickboxer though.
You can't kick in a boxing match.
But a lot of it's boxing though.
Mm.
I think it's different. I think with MMA, there's a lot of wresling involved.
Yep.
Can't
This
wrestle.
is just
obviously, in
stand up,
boxing.
hit one another.
But I don't know. I feel like it's pretty similar.
I'd put money on Paul just because like he's definitely gotten enough wins by now.
I'm pretty.
What about
impressed so far.
KSI? Do you think Tate would wreck KSI?
I think Tate would wreck both of them. Is
Yeah.
what I think personally. But I think look, Paul's definitely got himself a record. Like,
He's good,
looks-
yeah.
he looks
He's not
pretty good.
bad.
I actually kind of want to see that Anderson Silva, how that pans out. I know he's older,
Yeah.
but he's definitely a legend.
Yeah.
In UFC.
Yeah, totally.
We'll see. But people also say that Jake Paul is on juice because he refuses to take a drug test.
Really?
Yeah, that's why. So that's why the other guy backed out. What's his name?
What's his name's brother? Gypsy King's brother,
His son.
Tommy Fury.
Yeah, exactly. Tommy
Yeah.
Fury's son. He
Mm.
backed out because Jake wouldn't take a drug test. That's what I heard.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I was looking into it, and I think that's what happened.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's pretty weird. I don't know why you wouldn't.
To close it out, what do you think about being autosexual? That is, the
Autosexual.
sexuality is now, I don't know if it's LGBTQIA. I don't know if A is, I don't know, A is asexual.
Autosexual?
But autosexual is when you're attracted to yourself. Some would call it narcissism,
Sure.
but you're attracted to yourself. Like you just think about an orgy of just yous, tons of yous.
I think there should be a percentage of you loving yourself. You know what I mean?
To
For
each
sure.
their own.
I'll
To
say
each their
this.
own.
I definitely know a few people that are like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I love myself more than anyone else loves me. That's all I'll say.
Like I was reading like the signs to see if you're asexual, and one of them was you prefer masturbation over having sex with your significant other.
that's interesting. That's weird. I
That's
feel
one
like.
of them.
Yeah.
Another one is I don't even know. that was just one of
That's
those
weird.
signs I saw.
To each their
Less
own.
stress.
When
Less
you
stress.
said autosexual, I thought it involved cars, but I guess not.
No, not yet. I'm sure that's gonna be a
That's
thing
the next
though.
thing, right?
Yeah. With mics
Thanks.
and
Like and
we'll,
subscribe. This was a different pod,
Like and
quick one.
subscribe.
Yeah,
Well, 45 minutes. Holy crap!
we
All
went.
right.
We went.
It was
Dope.
quick and easy. It was
Cool,
pretty
cool, cool.
nice. We all enjoyed.